Oh, we're
I
live.
mean, I can. Oh, we're live and Maddie's gone. Hi, everyone. We're here and we're having internet issues. What's up? Gary's here. What's up? I can't click on your comment. I'm so sorry. James, welcome everyone to a special undead episode of Fangirlz, where the dead will live again. What's up, James? Hi.
It's me.
You did it. You did it, though.
Just when I let myself in, it finally went live. Then I exited out somehow. So we're struggling, you guys.
Yeah, we got it, though. We're here. We're doing it.
I'm at my mom's house.
Jessica's here. Lunch with Fangirlz. That's
Yay.
right. Oh, Mary's here. Hey, Mary.
Jessica got me this book, actually,
Oh, that's lovely.
that we're talking about.
That's lovely. Well, and you know where else you can get that book that we're
Where?
talking about? In stucktrades.com. They're our great sponsor. You can get amazing percentages off uncollected editions. In fact, the main page right now, check it out. 50% or more off Omnibus. There's some great deals on there. And you know, if you spend $50 or more in the States, you get free shipping and amazing packaging is what you want. So go there in stucktrades.com. Yep.
And you know, Christmas holidays aren't that far away, and you've got to order early.
It's true. I've started.
So go ahead and get your deals in, your shopping in now within Stock Trades. That way it'll be ready by Christmas, because there's going to be delays everywhere.
Delays and shortages and problems.
Yep.
So try to avoid those. Do it now. Get it early. It's only 2 months.
Yep.
Which is crazy. Yeah.
It's very weird. This year
Very strange. I know, right? That's how I feel.
We are talking about Afterlife with Archie, Escape from Riverdale. We'll only be talking about book 1 because I've had internet problems all day. So I couldn't read the rest on Comixology. I was trying, but luckily I have this. I own it. Thank you, Jessica. So I was able to read it.
Yeah, thank you, Jessica. It's interesting because when I was looking up how many issues this has, I found out some weird information. So there's only 10 on Comixology Unlimited, okay? Apparently 11 came out, issue 11, and then after that it was canceled.
Yeah.
But I can't find issue 11 in existence on Comixology, even to purchase, right? So I'm very confused by that. Maybe someone in the chat knows more than what I found out, but what I could gather, 11 exists and it came out physically.
Yeah.
But then it was canceled. So I don't know what the deal is with the digital version, but
I hope it's like a spooky reason.
Yeah.
You know, there's it's the mythical 11th issue.
Yeah. Ooh. It's what it's felt like to me. So maybe that's part of the story.
Could be. By the way, sorry guys ahead of time. I will not be able to highlight comments because I'm on my phone. So I will have to log into StreamYard again, hopefully by the end of the show, so I can stop the broadcast. But unfortunately, with the settings, I cannot highlight comments. I can't even see them right now. So, you know.
Oh, well, there's a lot of hellos. So hello to everyone.
Hello to everyone. Thank you all for hanging out with us at lunch. I appreciate it.
Yeah. It's very nice.
Yeah, and thank you for being our fans and watching us and our friends, even though our schedule's a little bit bonkers this month.
It is bonkers, but, you know, I've heard from several people in the chat who are like, oh, I can't usually catch a show, but I'm catching it. So at least moving around helps with that, right?
That is true. And honestly, I like doing these lunch shows, too. I feel like we hit a lot of people that we don't normally get a chance to. People are just more free. You know, at nighttime, you don't really have a chance to join live, but, at your lunch and break, you can turn that on and join a live chat. I wish I had more noontime live shows and Twitch streamers to watch that I liked, so that way I could kind of casually do that and be a part of something during lunch. So thank you for being part of that with us.
Yeah, absolutely. And Jessica says she only has up to 10. It was paused when the writer started Riverdale. He's continuing chilling now, bleh, and plans to finish this eventually.
Okay,
that's interesting because everything I heard was just it's canceled. And I was like, okay, is it? I don't know.
It's over forever.
Oh, Hayden's saying 11 never got released because they put it on hiatus because of Riverdale. They released covers for 11 and 12, and that's it. Okay. I found the cover, so I was very confused, but I also found a Goodreads review for 11. That's why I was like, well, I don't know why I can't find this 11.
A preview or something?
Yeah, I don't know. So that's weird. Very strange. Okay, so 11 doesn't exist. That's good to know.
Well, let's get into this. There'll be slight spoilers, not really. But it's basically what you'd expect. Because you got the typical Archie crew. Everyone's there. It still makes me very sad they call her Big Ethel, which I'll get to because now that I read the webcomic about her, I'm like, oh, that's why she feels weird about high school. Because I never knew about Ethel until that webcomic. But basically, we start off with Jughead showing up to Sabrina's house. And a trigger warning, this does deal with animal death. He goes there because his little puppy died. It's not a little puppy, it's a dog, but they're all good boys, puppies, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And he's like, can you do anything for him? And ultimately, she tries, the aunts try, and they're not able to because he's already passed by the time he got there, and so they can't just bring him back to life. If he was slightly alive, they could do it. He's like, oh man, I'm really sad about it. And of course, Sabrina, who can't mind her business as we love, is like, no, I'll get the Necronomicon, it's cool. Let's just do it. Don't tell my aunts. Hey, Salem, make sure they don't find out. It's cool. We'll just do it. We'll resurrect your dog. And conveniently, right at the beginning after this happens, she works with Jughead and she's like, hey, just wait. It'll happen the next day or whatever. Just like it does in the show. And her aunts are like, hey, that's not allowed. You wicked can't do that. We've told you. So you are going to have to go away for a year for like this punishment. Which is very convenient because immediately all this other stuff starts happening because like his dog ends up being a zombie who bites him, turning Jughead into a zombie, and so on and so forth. Especially at the night of Halloween school dance, this whole shebang. Naturally, it's Archie, so of course it's a school dance. And that's our premise here, is Archie and crew trying to figure out how to deal with this, while at the same time dealing with all of their typical high school angst, which I do want to talk about because there's a line between Betty and Archie that I thought was really funny. But we can get to that. So this is your second time reading it, right? You read it before?
Yeah, I had to check. I only read the first volume before, and that was back in 2016. So I didn't really remember any of it. Yeah, I do still love the art. I will say I love how
the art.
Yeah, just like the colors are so well done, and it's so like Halloween-y. I don't know how else to put that, Halloween-y.
Yeah, the colors are perfect. Like the shading is perfect. It's just and sorry guys, I'm on my phone, so you don't get to really get a good view of all of this. But it's the perfect amount of creepiness. And you could say that it has a similar art as far as like how kind of raw it is. Not really raw, but like kind of like those messy edges, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You wanted to compare that to Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, but I think this is a much more polished.
Oh, yeah. I think it looks way better.
If Chilling Adventures of Sabrina looked like this, I'd feel a little bit better about it.
Yeah, I agree.
But I love the use of color. Horror comics don't have to shy from color. A lot of them do. But you don't have to. You can have bright colors and have it be scary and still set the mood and show that it's nighttime. Loved it.
Yes, there's like a lot of darks, a lot of orange, and a lot of red, which I loved. Good use of blue, too, for like shadows and stuff.
Oh, yeah. And I also love the look of like, I've never seen Aunt Hilda and Zelda as like anything other than like pretty witches.
Right.
But when Sabrina messes up and they go get her, you get this view of them as almost like wraith-like. And super spooky. And I was like, whoa. I love that. I love that that's how that happens. Also, guys, Salem does talk in this, so all is well with the world.
Yeah.
Because we all prefer...
As it really should be.
Yeah. But of course, I love and hate the typical like back and forth between Betty and Veronica and Archie. Because I think it's dumb, but also it's comforting. It is what it is.
I got so annoyed with it. I mean, I know it's so classic. I know I understand the point of it, like because this is very much like classic dialogue of Archie, classic nonsense with the horror setting, which is great how they did it, right? But it's also like, I'm so bothered as someone reading this in 2021. I am so bothered with their trio dynamic. I hate it so much.
I think it's good you said that because it's not like modern Mark Waid Archie, even though this is a modern setting. They've got cell phones and stuff. It's very much like, what if classic Archie but also there's cell phones and there's zombies.
Mm-hmm.
Basically. Because Betty and Veronica are very vehemently fighting over Archie, like, who are you going to take to the dance? What are we going to dress up as? I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but there's this line that I loved where it's Betty and Archie, and they're kind of hiding out together, and Archie's going to try to help. And before he's going down, like, school grade or something, and she's like, because Betty's all in her feels about him still. And she's like, well, hey, I know you're about to leave and you may die or whatever, and I'm not going to ask you who you're going to choose. And he's like, listen, Betty, I'm going to waffle between that for the next 70 years. Don't worry about it. And I was like, that is so on point.
Yeah. That was probably the best
Archie,
line.
like, I'm not going to make a decision ever. I don't know why you're even trying.
Yep. Yeah, it still bothers me though. I mean, I don't know, I was so annoyed with it because I was like, why are we doing this? Why? And also, you know, the depiction of Archie here, if you didn't know anything about Archie at all and you just jumped into this, you'd just be like, not even that. You'd just be like, what is the deal with this guy? Because he's not even a big nerd, right? He's not really. No. It's just like, there's not much to him here. No. If you didn't have the background, you'd be like, why are they freaking out over this guy? Like, of all dudes, like, what? Like, there's not
something about him, I guess.
Yeah, it's the hair, I guess.
I would have gone for Jughead, obviously.
I mean,
of course.
Zombie Jughead, though?
No. And I loved their Halloween costumes. I wasn't sure what Archie was, but I'm assuming that's like a reference to some other Archie thing he's done before. Like, there's probably a superhero Archie out there or something.
Yeah, I wasn't sure either.
But Veronica was Vampironica, which is classic. Mm-hmm. So it's that Vampirella meets Veronica sort of look, which was cute.
Real quick, Gabby said she's studying in class, but wanted to pop in to say hello. Hello, Gabby.
Oh, thanks, Gabby.
Good to see you. We are Venomini Dog, says Deceased meets Riverdale.
I mean, yeah. And honestly, Riverdale would be better if it was this.
I mean...
Except for, can we talk about how creepy the twins are? I mean, they were already creepy, but, like, is this typical? If anybody in the chat can tell me, like...
Here's the thing.
This was Flowers in the Attic, right? With them.
100%. 100%.
This was weird.
And I read past the 5 issues, and it gets worse.
So weird.
Yeah, so I know... Is it an ongoing joke of the comics? Or, like, is this something that's ever played up as much as in this? Yeah, I'd like to know, too, because I'm not positive. I've read some old Archie, but, like, I don't really remember the twins that much. Yeah. Because, I mean, in Riverdale, they did the same thing, really.
I don't mind it in this, because I think it adds to the creepiness. But I'm curious if, like, is that, like, a thing?
Yeah, it's a mess. It's a mess. Jessica says the use of shadows is so good. So I agree.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Hayden says, as long as it's not the sweet life of biker gang Jughead from the show.
Yeah.
That's funny. Jessica is saying the Archie horror line is very much relies on the reader being familiar with the tropes. I kind of like that because horror movies are also a lot like that. Modern day ones rely on you knowing the tropes. That's true.
That's true. Absolutely.
She's saying Maddie did not even get to my fave page was Cheryl. I may or may not have that framed. Blaze. Bloodline Blossoms. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, the Blossom horror title, by the way, which I think was called like Blossom 666 or something. Yeah. Ooh, hated it so much. I hated it really? So much.
Because it would be creepy or what?
No, I thought it was just really bad. Oh, okay. So, and then it ended with the end ?
Oh.
And I was like, what are we doing here?
I was interested because with what little I watched of Riverdale, because I watched the first season and then fell off because it did the thing CW shows do where they go a little too hard too fast, and then they write themselves into a corner. All they can do is just be ridiculous. And it just depends on my tolerance is for that. Sometimes it's better once I watch it later when it's done. But I liked the Blossom girl in that because I thought she was cool.
Although they were creepy in the show too, from what I remember. Yeah, because I don't even know if I finished the season 1, but I got like halfway maybe. I was like, I'm done.
So we do need to talk about the dogs, Vegas and Hot Dog, because that whole bit I thought was beautiful.
Oh my gosh, that issue was my favorite among these issues. Because I thought that was so well done with the flashbacks to Archie's dog and him dealing with all of that.
And then him meeting, Hot Dog.
Yeah, it was so good. It was so well done. And that's the same issue that, like, what else happened in there? I wish I could easily pull this up, but I can't. Because Comixology. It's not easy.
Well, and the way the dog talks to him, too, like, not really talks, but has, like, the thought bubbles.
Oh my gosh. That's what I was going to talk about,
Master, protect. Run, Archie Master, run. My life for years. Live, Archie Master. Thank you, love you forever. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, I was like, why are you trying to make me cry in this ridiculous horror series?
Vegas looks like my dog. So I was like,
oh, yeah. Yeah, that was so well done. And then whenever he was turned, and he was still talking, and it was terrible now, I was like, oh, I hate this.
I was more sad about that than what Archie had to do to one of his family members.
Oh, yeah.
I was like,
yeah.
I don't care about that. I just care about Vegas.
I felt exactly the same.
And I love the side story about those 2 girls.
Yeah, I kept waiting for more of that, and then I was like, where's your series? I want to know about these girls.
Did they have their own thing?
Yeah, is this a thing that we don't know about from the old Archie stuff? I don't know.
Because I don't recognize them. Are they in the band? I have no idea. I have like literal no.
I don't think so.
My Archie
like 3 in the band.
If I didn't read that Ethel webcomic recently, I wouldn't even know who Ethel was.
And I only know from this. I'm not familiar with that whole thing. They call her
Big Ethel, and she's not even. I'm so sad.
I know. I hate that.
And they've changed at least that.
I know. Yeah, it's like, well, some of this is modernized. There's cell phones and stuff. Can't we like switch it up a little bit? Yeah.
I know it's high school,
Jessica Say Nancy Ginger spinoff. That's exactly what we need from this.
Yeah.
That would be great. 1904 Comics, this little early surprise is cool. Welcome. Glad you could be here. James is saying, I haven't watched Riverdale for a few years, but I might have to return for the upcoming Sabrina crossover. I was thinking the same thing.
True.
That'll be cool.
Because I'm still not over Sabrina being done, because I thought that was fantastic. I love that show. I was really liking what they were going to go towards, because we were getting like the Lovecraftian horror deal, which was really cool. I hope that she goes into the Riverdale show well.
Yeah, I'm interested how they're going to do that. And beyond this first volume, it goes back into Sabrina, and there is Lovecraftian stuff after that. So I'm wondering, like, if they pulled some of that, from here. And how that's going to end. I only got to like issue 8, so I'll probably finish this. But there's not an ending, obviously, because they may go back to it.
Yeah, I'm going to read the rest probably later when I'm home. But I like this a lot. It's such a good level of spooky, because if you like horror themes, but there's a level of horror that you're not comfortable with, this feels very classic horror. Mm-hmm. So it's very doable. And I think also you've got, very recognizable characters and settings with Archie. So you have something to kind of cling on to. So I think this is something I could recommend to a lot of people. And this is what Riverdale should have been. Or at least just like, they should do this as like, instead of having Riverdale the way it is, each season do like a different like type of Archie. Like have like regular Archie, but then the second season is like this one, or like paranormal investigator. Like
that would be really fun. Or at least like a Halloween episode like this, right? Like that would be really cool if they were like, okay, we're just gonna do an out there zombie show for an episode.
Non-canon.
Why not? Because they're
stuff like that before, right? Like their musical episodes or whatever.
Yeah, they're so over the top anyway. Like why not?
There's no rules, I think.
I agree.
But yeah.
Jessica's saying Ginger Lopez is a classic Archie character. Okay.
I like her.
Yeah.
She's very cool.
I do too.
I don't know if I have other things to say about it.
Yeah, it's hard because The first
It's
issue,
my
I mean,
bad too, because I couldn't read the rest.
or the first volume, yeah, it's like so much really just happens, right?
Yeah.
And I'm still annoyed by the trio.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
It is hard to to deal with.
Jessica
Especially when you're
saying,
just like, Archie's so just mundane. What's your deal?
yeah, there's just not, yeah, that personality. I don't know. We don't get, I feel like we get some of it, but not a lot of it. Jessica saying anthology season Riverdale is exactly what she's been saying, American Horror Story style.
Absolutely. I just think that'd
Yeah.
be it's a good way to save it, I feel like. And again, I can't say much because I'm not caught up. I'm speaking as someone who dropped mid season 2.
Yeah. Yeah, the same. I'm not at all caught up.
And you know, I like ridiculous TV, but there's a level I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I got distracted and I was just like, there's a lot of weird teacher situations in this, and which I think is like every CW show though, right? I mean, we had that with Pretty Little Liars. So much else, or that wasn't even a CW show, but you know. 1904 is asking, did they finish Afterlife with Archie? It would take breaks, and I just lost track. Yeah, they haven't. Apparently, they may go back. It ended with issue 10. 11 doesn't exist. Don't believe the internet.
Yeah. It's not real.
It's not. Jessica wants you to not catch up because Station 19 is right there.
I know. My Hulu keeps, like, when I finish something, it just starts playing Station 19, so it knows that you want me to watch it.
That's funny.
So, like, I'll finish Big Sky, and I'll be like, Station 19?
Want this other ABC drama, please?
It'll happen. Shows like that just happen when they happen. I'll be sitting at work, I'm like, I need something in the background, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, I've watched all of it. How did I've
seen pieces of it at work. Does that count, Jessica? Because I can't avoid it. Like, it's on tonight. Let's see. KVK Comics. After what I have heard, I stopped watching Riverdale before everything got turned up to 11, so I might return. Yeah. They turned that up real fast, I think.
Yeah, I think I'll wait till it's done and then binge it. But except for, well, never mind. I'll step in for Sabrina.
It's true. I do like how they're like, yeah, we're just going to cast you again and you come over here. Like, that doesn't usually happen, you know?
Yeah, I'm glad that they can.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Because I think everyone was really hoping for a good crossover anyways. And so when Netflix dropped it for some reason, I will never understand why Netflix doesn't continue certain shows, but continues out other shows for way longer than they need to.
Yeah.
I've always been upset about that because I've always thought they didn't do a good job of, like, advertising certain shows. I stand by that.
I so agree. I'll never forget Santa Clarita Diet.
Yeah.
And how that ended and how it could have went on forever. And I'm just so sad. I'm so sad. At least give me that next season because that ending.
Well, and I feel that way about Sense8, the OA. Like, I love those both so much. I think they're such fantastic television that I'll never have the answers to. Not really. Especially the OA, because I thought there's something really good there. It's not for everyone, so I understand. I'm like, there's something really good.
It sucks. I don't get it either. Or they're like, oh, you've went 4, you're done. It's like, why is that your cutoff when you only do like 10 episodes a season?
Right? I
don't get it.
I hate having to beg for these things to be picked up elsewhere. Like, do you know why The Last Man got canceled? Did I tell you that?
Yeah, I heard that. I'm like, well, I may not start it then. Like, if you're not going to be picked up, I mean,
yeah, it's a bummer because I've been watching
point?
It. I could see that maybe some people would feel like it's slower than it needs to be at the beginning, but I need to know the answers now. And I guess I'll just have to read the book, but I appreciate what they're doing in the show, and I suspect that they're doing things better in the show than they did in the comic book from what I've heard from people.
That's from what I've heard too, yeah. And which, so I love the comic back when I read it. Again, it's one of those, I don't know if that would hold up entirely to my feelings this year, but
I can handle that knowing, I don't know. It's the same with Invincible, right? Where I'm like, they fix things correctly.
Yeah, that's how it should be.
They stayed true while fixing some things. Because, like, Why the Last Man even talked about how, like, it was, you know, men and women that died because women that have, like, Y chromosomes that didn't know, right? Trans women, like all this stuff, and like a lot of trans men are in the show. Like Hayden would know. It's the trans guy that was in Shameless is in Y the Last Man. He's like a main character. I'm like,
that's cool.
Yeah. Okay, now I've got the chat up a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Back in the days, Disney Channel only did 3 seasons and ended the series.
It's so true.
KKK Comics, Netflix is slowly turning into the next sci-fi. Man, you're right.
It's not okay.
But I love that canceled quickly. But some of them went on for longer than I thought that they did too. I like to go back and rewatch a bunch of those, like Warehouse 13. Did you ever see that?
I didn't, but I was always told I would like that. Like my grandpa loved that show.
There's a lot of really great shows on Sci-Fi that didn't get love anywhere else. That were genuinely really good.
My grandpa would always be like, "There's a girl in Warehouse 13 you look like." I'm like, "Do I?"
Yeah, I guess I could see that. But I think it's just because like short hair.
He's like, "That's it. That's all you need."
Short hair, nerdy vibes.
Yeah. The end.
Yeah, and she's super cute. I can't remember what else she's in, but yeah. Hayden, I think it's Trevor. I don't know his name. You know those people's names better than I do, and I still have to watch this new season of Shameless, which I will do at home and not here in this house.
That sounds like a good idea. Yeah,
great. She made me soup.
Aw, nice.
I called her I was sick yesterday. I was like, "Can you make your soup?" And she did.
Lovely.
And we've been watching Little House on the Prairie, which actually I love.
That's fun. Yeah.
I love Little House on the Prairie. It's full of drama.
Of course.
They're always starting stuff.
There's a lot of stuff going on in that little house.
Yeah, and on the prairie.
Yeah.
What else is new, guys? We're gonna read what everything done next week.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. We're gonna do that. And Buffy. The first Buffy hardcover, which would be interesting because I think Hayden and I both agree it really dips downhill after that. But I really like the beginning, so and you got that Dan Mora art.
That's how they good. With. Ooh, Mary asked, anyone watch the new season of You? Of course I watched all of it.
Of course I haven't.
Don't worry. Kristan will, and then we can all talk
I will.
I need us to have like a fangirl. See, we don't need a Patreon, but if we had a Patreon, I would use it just for like group hangouts where it would just be like, okay, you can hang out with us as we talk about TV shows. We don't talk about
Yes.
We just hang out and talk about the shows we're watching, and y'all can hang out. That's like a group Zoom.
Would love that. Would love that. We'll freak out about the circle. It would be great.
There were people that are like, send you super chats. I'm like, we don't get the money. Please don't. We don't get the money. If there's any ad revenue, we don't see it.
Yep. If there are ads on this, we have nope. We don't see those pennies. Nope.
But that's the kind of Patreon I would do, or like a Discord. But that
would be really fun.
I'd do it for that, just so it's something that I would do anyways, and not something that requires extra work.
That's a good idea. One day, maybe.
Talk about Big Sky.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Please.
Because I don't know what's happened in that still.
And it's on tonight. It's happening.
Which means I'll watch it tomorrow.
Yeah. I would usually watch it tomorrow, but I'll be there anyway, so why not?
Yeah, I was busy watching my my newest D&D actual play show just finished, and so I'm halfway through the season finale. And it's a side quest, so it's not like a main thing, so I don't know if it's going to come back, but it's all ladies. And I didn't realize how much I needed that and how perfect it is. You would love it. Oh my god.
That's fun.
Everyone's so funny. It's just like
send me it. I'll get to it eventually.
So good. I already bought merch for it today. So I could buy a shirt to get rep the girls.
Fantastic. Love that.
Yeah. I still want a section of Halls and Reeds to have watches. I mean, basically we do that anyways, but we can make that let's make that official.
You know what? Why not? Who cares? We do it anyway. So
y'all still why not? That's all that matters. We just do to hang out with each other, really, and you guys. So
absolutely.
I don't care if I get a lot of views on something. I only
I'm
care
with
like
you.
a video I shot and edited and had to put up on YouTube. Like my
Yeah.
horror pics video is going up soon, so I'll check that.
Oh, fun. Yeah.
It's all I showed you guys.
Oh, okay, yeah. We've
I
already
used the
seen
same
it.
books that were out already.
I love that. I love
Just a better
Hayden saying, I can't wait for Maddie to catch up on Buffy and play mine and Kristen's favorite game. Is this Buffy or Anya? I swear. Oh my gosh. Every time we're just like, is it Buffy? I can't. In current Buffy, I cannot ever tell the difference.
I'm not
ever. It's bad.
Not.
And you should be able to. Those are two different characters. Very different characters. But they're both blonde ladies. So they're like, they look the same.
Ladies.
Yeah.
Well, we're back Monday.
Yes.
And we're gonna choose a time.
I think we did choose a time.
Let me.
You want me to check? I'm checking the message. You told me an earlier time you could do. Because we have to do it earlier so we don't run into the bros. I gotta find it within our chats.
Okay, it looks like I don't have pole class on Monday, so yeah, anytime after 5:30.
Okay. I mean, I can do anytime, so we just have to not run into them.
Yeah, we can do that. I know we need to do shelf tours. I've been putting mine off because I keep saying I want to paint my basement first.
And I'm just getting rid of a lot of stuff. So it looks nicer than it did. But I'm still pulling things off the shelf and being like, I don't need this anymore.
Yeah.
You know, it happens.
Well, my phone battery is getting low now, so we'll have to... I promise I'll be my regular location with regular equipment next time, you guys. But I appreciate it anyways, everyone.
Absolutely. Thank you all for joining. Again, Eddie Gein on Monday. And that sounds weird to say. And Buffy on, what was the next one? Thursday?
Yeah, I think next
Thursday. All right, sweet.
So yeah,
cool,
everyone, have a good rest of your day.
Absolutely. And check out InStockTrades.com, our great sponsor, for all your deals on collected editions.
Absolutely.